the Shire all my life, but I live in Killarney, which is a little town to the east, and I live on a farm in Killarney.
So the area is very close to your heart then?
It is. I'm very passionate about it. I'm very passionate not only about the district, but its progress in the future.
How would you describe the community as a people?
Wonderful people. I think that's one of our great assets, the people, and I think this is reflected in why people like visiting Dalwalllinu, because we've got a lot of friendly people here and they're progressive, and we see a bright future for the town and the Shire, particularly Dalwalllinu.
Just quick.
What most of the town is gearing up for the moment, other than seating, of course, is that their celebrations, centenary celebrations, come up on the 11th and 12th of September. So two exciting things. And of course, Dalwalllinu was very much different back in the pioneer days, and I was just thinking, driving into Dalwalllinu the other day, what the roads would look like then, because the roads around Dalwalllinu, because Dalwallinu's got this very heavy clay, before they could get gravel roads, the roads were very, very slippery. And I can remember us telling us stories about what the roads were like in those days. And now we drive on bitumen roads, and the bitumen roads have got a capacity now to have road trains. And things have certainly changed in 100 years. Well, there's a couple of good news stories, is that our tourists are now starting to come back through this area, because this month of May the tourism numbers build up, and probably they were at the peak about September. The good news with respect to tourism, that Dalwalllinu is the third most visited location in the Wheatbelt. And to give you an illustration to the extent of that number of tourists, back in September 2009 we had over 2,500 people stay in the caravan park for that month of September, and that's very encouraging. Another thing, of course, is that because Dalwalllinu is a major service centre on Great Northern Highway, we're putting a lot of focus on it, is not only making Dalwalllinu a major agricultural service centre, but also putting a focus also on the fact that it is also a mining service centre as well. And of course we're very excited about that, because the Midwest mining development's now cranking up, and we can see the town not only providing mining services, some people in the future will choose to reside in Dalwalllinu and work on the mines. So that's very encouraging.
Definitely is wheat. Growing wheat is where they'll pick up on the actual. That's what the farmers here do for a living, is grow wheat, and everything thrives off the actual farming area. Wheat was traditionally the only thing done in a sense, but they grow a lot of different crops. They grow canola, barley, lupins. They grow like a lot of other crops like peas. Yeah, I mean, a lot of things to go with it. Yeah, the rain is it's getting tougher around here, and we don't know whether it's climate change or what the story is, but we had a severe drought there in the year 2002, which there was no rain at all that year, right? And then we had good years after that. And then we had a few years, about 3 of them, from about 2005, 6 and 7, where it didn't rain either in May or June or July. And we've had off and on bad years since, and it's really, we're wondering what's going on with the system, whether it's just like we're going through a bit of an up and down system. But this year it took off alright. It rained early, and basically people put their crops in, and then it didn't rain in June. And that's meant to rain in June, but then we had a big rain just the other day, early July, which a lot of rain come down, and between 25 and 45 mils, so it picked up. So hopefully everything's back. The town is it's a thriving town. The Dalwalllinu town itself is the bigger town of the Shire. It's the biggest one. It's The town thrives probably on the farmers, not really tourists, just farming area. Wheat and sheep is probably the biggest thing in the area, and it has about 4 or so smaller towns around it, but that actually they all base this one as their main town. It is a gamble because in the slightly marginal areas which is around this area now, it's hard enough to grow a good crop, and then the year that comes along that you do grow a real good crop, we're not getting paid much for the wheat. So last year was a very good year here, and the year before was a marvellous year, but last year we didn't get paid very much for the wheat. I was born here in a sense, so I've lived here all my life, but the nicety of it is that, I mean, it's a nice safe area. It's actually not much normally goes wrong here. The kids are free to roam around the town here without any major problems. Everyone knows everyone in the country, so in a town, so in a sense you probably know everyone else's business, but if your children were doing the wrong thing, you'd be told about it straight away from another parent, and I think I feel safe in a small town like this where I wouldn't do in a big town.